kung hindi maubusan ng oras, halimbawa, ang Senado para madinig yung kanyang sagot o para makareact siya on that one, ang teorya ng iba ay tatawid sa 20th Congress yung kaso. Para dun sa iba, may mga tao na ayaw siyang basahan para pag tumawid, mas madali mag-establish ng jurisdiction ang 20th Congress. But that argument can go both ways. Number one, pwedeng i-argue na na-terminate na ang proceedings in the 19th Congress dahil hindi natapos. Hindi nabigyan ng pagkakataon si VP Inday na sumagot kasi mauubos talaga ang oras because she should have at least 10 days para makasagot doon sa articles of impeachment. So meron naman iba na gusto nila mabasahan na siya, ma-arraign siya, or the equivalent of an arraignment, nang sa gayon, when they argue that the Senate has acquired jurisdiction, tuloy-tuloy lang ang trial sa susunod. Ang iba gusto siyang mabasahan kasi kung sakasakaling hindi matuloy, then hindi na po marirehash yung articles of impeachment. Hindi na po pwedeng ulitin. Yes, pasensya na po, kanina pa dapat tayo nag-start sa ating live. Pero na-interview po kasi si Mayor Baste at saka si VP Inday ni Fox Harry Roque. Tinapos ko po muna yon kasi baka nga may mga updates. And at hindi naman tayo nabigo sa kakaintay. Medyo may mga konting updates. Ayon kay VP Inday, her father is in good, okay naman, maayos naman ang kondisyon. Sinabi rin po yan ni Mayor Baste. Nagpapasalamat ang ating dating Pangulo dun sa sakripisyo ng mga tao sa pagpupunta dun sa sa Hague. Sabi niya, pwede na kayong umuwi, pero wala pang may gustong umuwi. People go there because they want to, and alam naman natin lahat na hindi naman tayo talaga pinapupunta ni dating Pangulo. He doesn't really want to inconvenience us, but people go because they want to be there. So ang update pa additionally ni Vice President Inday is that na-update na ang tatay nila tungkol sa pamilya at saka sa kanyang mga kaso. And in the meantime, si VP Inday naman will bring us to our issue dito sa ating topic for today doon sa impeachment. So bago tayo magpatuloy, huwag po munang kakalimutan like, share, follow, and subscribe. So speaking of like, share, follow, subscribe, gift goals, and all of that, mayroon pong nag-comment doon sa personal page ko na na desperado na daw ang mga BDS vloggers at nanlilimos daw kami ng like, share, at follow, at subscribe. Parang this is the first time I've heard na may nagsasabing nililimos namin yung mga yon. Gayon pa man, hindi po kami iba sa mga vloggers na mainstream, hindi political vloggers. Lahat po ay nagsasabi noon. As a matter of fact, malamang yung nag-comment na yon ay hindi madalas na nasa social media. Dahil of any nationality, kapag ikaw ay vlogger, kayo po ay maghihikayat na click that follow button. Diba? So like, share, follow, subscribe. You cannot shame us into by pointing out things that regular vloggers do anyway. Okay. Pasensya na, uumpisahan ko talaga ang live na ito with quotes from our favorite but rapidly diminishing number of thoughts. Bakit rapidly diminishing? May kaibigan ako na may mga kaibigan ako na nandoon sa kabilang parlor bilang mga trolls at sinasabi na ang ilan daw sa kanila ay hinikayat na o inutusan na wag daw nega ang publicity, wag daw masyadong nega dahil nagba-backfire sa kanilang mga amo. Gayunpaman, meron pa rin naman mga naka-release na mga trolls na ang attacks ay kaming mga vloggers. So hindi naman po kami nagugulat at sanay na po tayo sa mga ganyan. I just want to heads up everybody that there are continuing operations, troll operators who simply come into your comment section for the sole purpose of trying to get a rise out of you, make you angry, make other commenters here angry. Their issues are exactly the opposite of our issues and so on. But this should not stop us from having a good discussion. This should not stop us from the things that we want to discuss today. So patuloy po ang mga diskusyon tungkol sa impeachment or trial, actually tungkol sa trial ni Vice President Inday, impending with a question mark ang nakalagay dito sa mga titles natin kasi hindi tayo sure kung matutuloy ito. Mayroong mga paksyon who are interested in delaying it. Merong mga paksyon who are interested na madaliin na ito. How does this work for them? May paksyon na gustong i-delay pero hindi umabot sa punto na ma-arraign o mabasahan si VP Inday ng mga articles of impeachment for two reasons. Number one is maaaring i-rehash. Okay? Kung hindi mabasahan sa June 11, tama ba? Kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Pag hindi mabasahan si VP Inday ng articles of impeachment or hindi siya makasagot on time, kumbaga ang gagawin ng Senado is bibigyan siya ng notice, kung hindi maubusan ng oras, halimbawa, ang Senado para madinig yung kanyang sagot o para makareact siya on that one, ang teorya ng iba ay tatawid sa 20th Congress yung kaso. Para dun sa iba, may mga tao na ayaw siyang basahan para pag tumawid, mas madali mag-establish ng jurisdiction ang 20th Congress. But that argument can go both ways. Number one, pwedeng i-argue na na-terminate na ang proceedings in the 19th Congress dahil hindi natapos. Hindi nabigyan ng pagkakataon si VP Inday na sumagot kasi mauubos talaga ang oras because she should have at least 10 days para makasagot doon sa articles of impeachment. So meron naman iba na gusto nila mabasahan na siya, ma-arraign siya or the equivalent of an arraignment nang sa gayon when they argue that the Senate has acquired jurisdiction, tuloy-tuloy lang ang trial sa susunod. Ang iba gusto siyang mabasahan kasi kung sakasakaling hindi matuloy, then hindi na po marirehash yung articles of impeachment. Hindi na po pwedeng ulitin. But these are all in the realm of theory. Ibig sabihin, since wala pong president na na-establish o walang previous decisions ang Korte Suprema dito o wala sa batas o dun sa mga rules ng Senado or ng Kongreso, then the presumption is that while the theories may have strong legal backing, ultimately they can all still be questioned in the Supreme Court. Bukod pa dyan, in-emphasize ni Senate President Chis Escudero na no matter what decision the Senate President makes, the plenary can either overturn it or uphold it. So, meanwhile, habang maraming diskusyon ang nangyayari, kahit hindi nakakalendaryo ang pag-uusap tungkol sa impeachment, sunod-sunod po ang mga manifestations ng mga kongresista, mga senador, ang iba sa Kamara, ang iba ay dun sa media, lahat po ay may mga manifestations o kaya press releases. Bakit? Because the impeachment, the trial is basically or virtually the only game in town. Ito ang maraming nakakadulot ng maraming publicity regardless of whether you are for it or against it. Okay. Sa nagtanong bakit hindi kasama si Amy kay PRD, hindi po siya pwede, ang allowed lang po immediate family and lawyers. Since she is neither, hindi po siya papayagan. So, wag po kayong masyadong magbigay ng meaning doon, may paganyan-ganyan ka pang emoji. Wala naman yan. Kahit sino, basta hindi ka lawyer at hindi ka immediate family, then ang mangyayari dyan is hindi ka papapasukin. It doesn't mean anything. So, Sangria says, what I noticed now sa trolls rather than mag-comment ng mega sa posts ng Duterte supporters, except me, they're trying to boost and comment on admin-related posts praising BBM and his allies. Kaso wala naman laman yung sinasabi niya. Pare-pareho lang silang binubola ang isa't isa. Totoo yan, kasi paano ka gagawa ng positive na mga komento sa isang taong wala naman ginagawa? Ngayon, may mga announcements ang administrasyon tungkol sa health at saka sa ano ba yung isa? Health and cabinet revamp. Unahin na natin yung health. In-announce ni Undersecretary Claire Castro tungkol sa mga bagong packages ng PhilHealth. Kakaiba, bakit ang Palace Press Briefer ang nag-a-announce nito? Bakit hindi ang Health Secretary? Well, to make it look like this is the President's project. Ganun po talaga ang style ng Malacanang sa ganon. If the President himself does not have an activity worth announcing, then you will claim the activity of another department. After all, the President is still the head of all of the departments. AW is asking, do you have pink friends? I have friends of every color. But some of them, they treat me like I have temporarily gone insane, and they're hoping that one of these days I will return to my lucidity. Sabi ni Ma'am Marie, yes, kahit si Yes Medialdea, hindi na niya nakita uli si Tatay Digong after hindi na siya lawyer nito. So, is it true that VP can administer the oath for PRD Red po sa post ng isang blogger or vlogger? Actually, yes. Any person who is authorized to administer oaths. Now, the president can administer oaths, so I assume that the vice president can do so as well. Though I have yet to see if the president can administer the oath to those who are his subordinates, no? The vice president can normally administers the oaths for those who work under her. The question na lang is she can administer the oath to somebody who is not directly under her. My guess is pwede naman because no law says hindi pwede. Cabinet secretaries, like we used to do, can administer the oath to their subordinates in their office. So I don't see why not. For me, it is better to err on the side of allowing rather than disallowing. Kasi when you say hindi pwede, kailangan may provision sa batas na hindi pwede. At wala pa po akong nakikitang ganun. I might be missing something, so take that with a grain of salt muna. I will make further inquiries as to whether this is possible. But for me, I don't see why not. Kumbaga. Meanwhile, dog bites. There were two announcements made pertaining to health. Number one, may bagong ang packages, ang PhilHealth for dog bites. And second is that vaccines are being given free of charge. Wait, what? Mayroon po naman talaga vaccination program ang Department of Health at libre po ito. Kasi naaalala ko, panahon ni Rodrigo Duterte, nung time na nagkaroon ng COVID, a lot of people became afraid of all kinds of vaccines, lalo-lalo na rin post-COVID. So we actually were helping out. Nagkasabay po kasi ang Marines, mayroon silang parang outreach. Nung nasa Sulu kami, for the school children, humingi ng tulong yung ilang mga kawani, hindi man tulong, pero they told us na may problema talaga sila convincing families to get vaccination. So itong announcement na ang vaccinations ay libre might not be hitting the issue. The issue is yung fear ng ibang mga parents with regard to the safety of vaccines. But these are vaccines that were always administered and normally administered to children before. MMR, DPT, and so on. So yung mga polio vaccines, and so on. So next, dog bites. Sabi ni Undersecretary Claire Castro, may special packages na daw ang PhilHealth for those who want to avail of the anti-rabies, either as a prophylactic or if it should happen that post-bite you need to get them. Now here's the problem. May mga bite centers dito sa all over the country. At ito ay ongoing and continuing program. Mura lang po sa government hospitals ang rabies shots because this has been constantly a continuing program. So merong iba that are administered for free at merong iba that are administered with minimal fees in government hospitals. Alam ko to because personally ko po naranasan. At kung nagpagamot sa government hospital nung a few years ago, nakagat ako out of fear ng one of our cats who was in an accident. He broke his leg and I had to pick him up to put him in his cage and bring him to the vet. And out of his fear, nakagat niya ako. So I went to a government hospital. I think I paid 35 pesos or I gave a donation. And I got both the rabies shots, the anti-rabies, and the tetanus shots. So I think ang binayaran ko yata mostly was the tetanus shot. But sige na rin, thank you for announcing that there are packages like this. But I would like to inform everybody that this is not exactly new. Maybe the packages from PhilHealth are new. Sabi ni Jovi, libre daw sa Davao. Marami kaming dogs and cats, kaya parating meron nakakagat at nakakalmot. That is very good. I'm glad that you do get your shots. Pero kahit ako din po, and about 2 other people in my household from bites and scratches, ay nagtutungo sa government hospitals and we get our shots. And it's very, very cheap. Like I said, I think I remember paying 35 pesos. Si Dion sa San Lazaro po siya nagpa-shot at doon libre po. So, I am not sure. But I think what they want to do is make plenty of health-related announcements para to give the impression that there is activity in the executive branch. Pati dental. Well, merong dental packages. Alam ko matagal po nila kasing diniscuss yan. So I would be happy if they finally release na meron ng packages for dental coverage ng PhilHealth. After all, dental coverage is still important to our general health. Hindi naman, kumbaga, the mouth does not exist separate from the body. So, there's a third one, but it was not announced. Instead, it showed up in the news. And thank you for the reminder po kay the Lucky Kitty Cat. This year, the Philippines noted a 500% increase in HIV cases, newly diagnosed cases. That's 500%. Now, during the term of Rodrigo Duterte, it was one of the things that we had taken up. Alarming na at the time ang increase ng HIV cases because the Philippines is nag-iisa siya. The rest of the world, most countries are registering downtrends in the number of cases of HIV. Plus, with the new science coming out, many of the people who have registered as HIV positive have survived. The survival rate now is very, very good. And doon talaga with a lot of information campaigns, people get tested very early. So yung spread niya, bumababa because of both information, awareness campaigns, as well as yun nga, sa pagbibigay ng antiretrovirals. The Philippines, iba, tumataas. But in 2021, the Duterte administration registered a huge downturn in the number of HIV cases, new cases in 2021. That's also because the DOH finally took cognizance of the alarming increases and started creating massive, not just massive information campaigns, but they instituted wider spread of their programs. Now, ang problema sa atin is that up to now, may mga main health centers for HIV cases and most of which I think 2 of them are in Luzon. I don't know if there are others in the other regions. I would appreciate information on that one. Pero yon, in 2021, huge downturn, and then it started to go up. So this year in 2025, it's the largest increase at 500% of registered new cases. Registered pa lang yan. So we need to inform the public of this. Sabi ni Gerardo, sa Tatalon, tumanda na nga mga nagpa-vaccine doon sa tagal na nag-exist yung free anti-rabies ng government. Ano ba? Libre na nga pero gumawa ng package ang PhilHealth. Sabi ni Bakunawa, reminder lang po, wag po natin babaliwalain ang animal bites. Rabies has 100% mortality rate pag may symptoms ka, game over. Sabi ni Bakunawa, who I assume is a healthcare professional. Thank you very much for that reminder. Okay, sorry. Qualification, thank you, Mr. Scott. Sabi niya, the 500% increase is from the 15 to 25-year-old age bracket. But that is the most vulnerable. Sila naman talaga ang biggest sector natin of new cases, who register new cases. Yan yung standard. But this does not mean na walang nagkakaroon ng nagiging positive in other age groups. In a few years ago, the youngest that we had recorded na transmitted was a 12-year-old. Okay, so next, let's go back to the trial. Okay na ba tayo? Philippine National Railways, wala bang plans na buhayin yung Tutuban-Tarlac Railways? Nung panahon ni Duterte, meron. But like I said, a lot of the trains programs were stopped by the Marcos administration. Kasi nga, I don't know. Alam ko yung southern portion ng PNR, pinatigil po yan dahil supposedly ginagawa ang North Rail. But they don't also have an explanation kung bakit nag-slow down yung Panorte. So, I guess, walang pera. Alam nyo, sabi ni Romel, ano po update regarding, alam nyo sir, hindi nyo ako kailangan tanongin ng updates. I promise you, pag may update, i-announce na namin yan. It's just really tiring to be constantly asked pag wala pang update. Sabi ni Ma'am Lolita, regarding sa pagtaas ng HIV or AIDS cases, wala po bang program ang government para maging aware mga bata? That's the rub, I think. For protection sana sa mga schools, spread nila or discuss about it, maiiwasan din ang teenage pregnancies. I agree with this. Sabi ni Gerardo, habang lumalabo yung impeachment trial ni Inday, naghahanap na ng sisisihin ng mga komunista, gigil na sila kay BBM. So today, nagka-rally for like 2 hours ang mga, ano ba yan, KMU, no? And then there was a press conference with Congresswoman Franz Castro and I understand Kabataan Party List, Raul Manuel. Pansinin ninyo, these are the not thems. These are the groups that are allied with the groups that affirm the armed struggle. So sila po ang quite vocal today about complaining about the delays in the trial, complaining daw that dun sa kalabuan ng mangyayari sa impeachment, they're complaining that the president does not want the trial to continue and so on. Pero is it really being delayed? I mean, is it really being stopped? Kasi ang sabi naman ni Chis Escudero, after either the reading or the sending of the notice, magto-terminate na ang 19th Congress, but the 20th Congress can still, can take it up. Ang 20th Congress ang magde-decide kung sila po ay magbubuhay or magtutuloy ng trial. Kasi there's no way that it's going to even begin here except for the reading of the articles of impeachment and the sending of notice to the Vice President. So, ano yung mga what are the left or this particular faction of the left up to? Sila gusto nilang madaliin at matanggal si VP Inday kasi pagtapos na yung kay VP Inday, yung impeachment naman ni BBM ang gusto nilang gawin. Remember that for the left and many of their allies such as the Yellows and possibly some of the Pinks, they're neither Duterte nor BBM. They're for themselves. And they're seeing in the impeachments the possibility of getting all their enemies out of the picture as soon as possible. So, yung mga kaliwa, gusto nila ASAP matuloy yung impeachment trial ni VP Inday. Yung Senate trial ni VP Inday. Para makaumpisa din sila sa impeachment and subsequent trial nung kay BBM. Wala naman akong reklamo about that one. Yung iba naman, okay lang sa kanila madelay. Even if they don't like VP Inday, is gusto nila kahit madelay yung dito, kahit hindi matuloy, i-refile lang nila so that VP Inday will be constantly under siege and will not, they hope, and might not have time to campaign and to go around. Siyempre, kuyugin and possibly use the B9 formula to keep the Vice President in a state of siege. That way, nalilimit yung kanyang exposure. Unfortunately, if you make a person the subject of a proceeding such as but not limited to impeachment, nagiging subject siya ng maraming news accounts. So this is one of those things that I think might backfire on those interested in her impeachment at a later date. Sabi ni Jose, makukulong na ba si Castro pag di na siya congresswoman? Hindi po siya na kukulong dahil congresswoman siya. Kumbaga, yung fact na she's not in jail is not due to her being a congresswoman, but to the lack of finality of her case and the possibility that either she filed a motion for recon or she filed for bail pending appeal. Ang teorya, sabi ni Gerardo, parang tumatawid pala si BBM, magkabilang bangin yun. No, not necessarily. It allows BBM kasi by saying he's against the impeachment, it allows him to distance himself from Martin Romualdez. Si Speaker Martin Romualdez kasi, ang kanyang image is of, I'm just talking about image, people see him as responsible sa pagwawaldas ng pera ng bayan, dun sa pamimigay ng ayuda, dun sa mga questionableng incidents dun sa eleksyon, and so on. So maraming bagahe si Speaker Martin. Kailangan ni Presidente Marcos dumistansya sa kanya. At he's hoping na kahit paano, lahat kasi ng madikit kay VP Inday is sumisikat. So he's hoping to reverse the trend of yung downward spiral ng kanyang approval and trust ratings by saying na, wala akong kinalaman dyan sa impeachment. Dumidistansya in the hopes that the spiraling down of the Marcos administration will be halted. Sa ngayon, ang nakikita natin ay tuloy-tuloy ang intensyon ni Speaker Martin Romualdez to continue to be Speaker into the 20th Congress. Posible din po na he is doing his best to ensure that the Vice President goes through an impeachment trial in the Senate. Kumbaga, so hindi ko pa masasabi talaga one way or the other na resolve na itong issue na ito. Ang maganda dun sa interview niya kanina sa The Hague, sabi ni VP Inday, ang daming constitutional infirmities dito sa pag-file ng kaso laban sa kanya for impeachment. Tulad nung articles of impeachment na yung fourth complaint lang ang ginamit pero hindi nila pinansin yung first three complaints. Second, posible pa niyang questionin kung tatawid from the 19th to the 20th Congress ang paglilitis. Bukod pa dyan, maaari din niyang questionin yung legalidad nga ng articles of impeachment themselves. So marami akong nakikitang pagkakataon na aakyat muli sa Korte Suprema ang ating Vice Presidente at posibleng matagalan ang issue na ito. Or mabilis na mareresolve gawa nga ng constitutional infirmity, so pwedeng mag-decide ang hukuman ng mabilis, or baka mismo yung plenaryo ng Senado ang bumoto at magsabi na dapat dinidismiss na lang ito.